What if you want to use multiple sample banks in structure free, but not multiple instances of structure? So for instance, right now we're using a synth pad that sounds like this. And if we toggle over to structure free, we see that it is capable of loading in multiple patches. But we don't want the notes sent to structure free to play on all patches. In other words, we don't want to hear the notes for the synth lead play on another patch. So how do we solve this dilemma? What we'll do is we'll create a MIDI track, send notes out from the MIDI track, and send them into structure free and route them to a specific bank. So let's do it. We'll create a new MIDI track. We'll call the track pad. Well, let's call it chords. Now, in structure free, we'll load a new patch. And now we need to set up Pro Tools to send notes from the chords track into structure free, the hybrid dry and warm pad patch. To do this, we go to the chords patch, or the chords track rather, and on the output we choose structure free, port A, channel 2. Now in structure free, for the track we want to receive on, we make sure MIDI channel is set to A2. We could, if we wanted, set the output to structure free port H channel 1. Likewise, in structure free, we'd receive on port H channel 1. We'll stick with A2 for now. Now if I want to demo the notes, I need to make sure that the chords track is selected, not the structure free track. So I choose the chords track and press notes on my keyboard. Notice how the synth leads patch is not playing. That's because I need to select the structured patch to hear that. So on the virtual instrument track, it automatically receives on channel A1. Now to record notes, I'll select the MIDI track chords, toggle over to the edit window, record enable the track. Let me hide the structure free plugin. And it's just like anything else in Pro Tools, you just record. I'll take off wait for note, and I'll start recording at bar 5. Okay, so now we see that the chords track has recorded notes, and we certainly heard the notes play back while we were recording them, but let's see if actually they recorded. And they did. Now if I want to just hear the chords and not the synth pad, you'd think, well, okay, you just solo the chords track, but watch what happens. You can see the velocities being sent out on the meter, but you can't hear the notes. That's because the structure free plugin is being hosted on a track that is not included with the solo. So we need to actually include the structure track with the solo. But then the problem is, as we listen to the chord solo, we have to listen to the leads. So what do? Well, you could go to structure free and you could mute the synth leads. I think that this is actually the most awkward way to do it because I think you should be solo and muting in only one place. So what I would do in this case is I would change the structure, so to speak, of our Pro Tools session so that the structure track only hosted the virtual instrument but no notes. To do this, I'll go to the edit window. Let's create a new track, a new MIDI track, and let's call this bass, because that's really what the structure track has. Since it's just notes on the structure track, I can select the notes with the hand grabber, making sure regions is selected, and just move them to another track. Now, in the mix window, on the bass track, I'm going to choose the output to be structure free, port A, channel 1. So if I want to listen to just the chords, I have it soloed and the structure track soloed, and the structure track has to be soloed because it's hosting the plugin. In fact, we could, if we wanted to, we could solo safe the track by command clicking the solo button. That way it'll always be included. And let's take a listen to just the chords. Now, if I click solo for the bass track, the bass notes will appear. So this is a more efficient way to set up your Pro Tools session to have multiple tracks, use multiple instruments hosted within one virtual instrument, here structure free. You create the different tracks, and the most important part is on these MIDI tracks, you route to different MIDI ports. So here, structure free port A, channel 2, port A, channel 1, and then on your instrument, you look for the MIDI channel routing and you assign appropriately.